I was playing some Minecraft with my daughter because it's her favorite game in the whole wide world. Although I've been playing lately, I've been playing Mortal Kombat 11. Uh, I actually like Mortal Kombat 10 better. I hadn't played Mortal Kombat 10 in a long time. Like it's been like a year because I used to play it a lot. But lately I've been playing the Mortal Kombat 11 because Mortal Kombat 12, which you're calling it one, is coming out like soon. I don't know exactly when, but it's gonna be like expensive when it comes out. So I decided just to go with keep playing 11, and then one day I'll get 12 or one. But it's supposed to be expensive, like $60 or $70 when it comes out. So I'm like I'm good on 11. It was like $14 a few months ago. I got 11, and I'm like, yeah, I can wait on 12 because I ain't just you know. But anyways, another video. Subscribe to my channel. This is Dark and Scorpio. We just talked about tattoo aftercare. One thing I left out that I do want to mention is I told you all the steps to heal your tattoo. If they don't give you a wrap, um, just follow through with everything I told you after you take the wrap off. It would be the same way. So in other words, you go home, you don't have a wrap on it, or the wrap falls off in the first day. So basically, you don't have it during those days, like 3 or 4 days, a wrap, and you can't get it wrapped up, or something comes up, or they just don't do it. Like say it's a finger tattoo or something. Some people don't put them on finger tattoos. I've done them on mine. I just wrap it like a piece of tape to Saniderm. I still keep it wrapped for a day or two, but some won't wrap certain tattoos for whatever reason. They think it's gonna fall off or it's a bad area. Say if you got your palm tattooed, which I don't recommend because they fade even worse than finger tattoos, but they probably won't put Saniderm on something like that. They might, I don't know, but I don't think they will. Um, you would follow through with every step that I told you already. Just the fact of you would try to keep it dry in the shower, or if you do wash it in the shower, wash it and dry it quickly. When you once a day, you just need to wash it once a day and dab it with a clean towel. You wash it with antibacterial soap. Dab it when you wash it. Don't be rough with it when you're washing it and scrubbing it, and don't scrub it or be rough with it when you're drying it. So you dab it when you're washing it, and then you dab it dry. After it's rinsed off, you dab it dry, and then give it a few minutes to dry, and then you put a dab of the ointment, and do that for a week, even if you don't have a wrap. Because what the wrap does is it'll save you from doing all that crap for like 3 to 4 days. That's all that does. So it gives you 3 or 4 days of not having to deal with that, and it's healing on its own in a concealed, wrap. But if you don't have it, then you gotta take those extra steps that you would once you take your wrap off. But if you didn't have the wrap, it'd be the same way like you would deal with it if you took the wrap off. I just wanted to add that. I hope this isn't going to be a long video. I'm going to try for it not to be a long video, but I want to talk about the tattoo industry. Kind of like mainly of it getting started in the industry, being new to the industry and new to the business. Um, like I said in my previous video, I don't like negativity. Um, like, if there's any negative comments or negative opinions or anything like that, just keep it to yourself. But and I don't want to go back and forth with anybody in a negative way. Um, but I try to stay clear of negativity. People that know me or that have worked around me or currently work around me know that I don't just pop up every day and I'm just negative. I don't do that. I'm a quiet person. I keep to myself. I stick to the craft. I stick to practice makes perfect. You're gonna make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes in this industry. Everybody has made a mistake in this industry, and don't think that anybody has been perfect their whole life or their whole tattoo career, basically, and they've never made a mistake, because they have. What they will do is tell you, "Oh, don't do this, don't do that. You better not do this. You better not do that because I've done it," which I kind of get that, but at the same time, it's like I'll get into it in a minute, but I'm not the type of person that's gonna just show up and be like, "Oh, did you see so and so's work the other day? It looked like garbage," or "Did you hear what's going on in somebody so and so else's shop? Oh, they're garbage," or this shop and that person sucks," and you know, you know, some of the things that happen in the industry, I don't agree with. If and but it's that way, and you don't know it when you're new, or starting off. And we will talk about money here in a minute, but just the whole, I don't do it because I'm too busy worried about myself and trying to progress, and then I'm trying to be positive and be positive around the other people that I'm around, and then hopefully they're positive. That's what I want to be. That's the environment that I want to be thriving in. It's not going to be an environment where it's like, you know, you walk in the door or you're around people and they're just like, "Oh, did you see so and so's work? It's garbage," or so and so that used to work for me is garbage. So and so that trained me or uh, mentored me or was my boss, they're garbage. They suck. They're a bad person. The person that was my apprentice, they suck. They're a bad person. This person, I fired that person because they suck, and this person and that person, and just going on. Oh, but you better not talk about anybody in the industry, or you better not talk about me. Nobody better say anything bad about me in the industry. Like, people with that kind of mentality, it just doesn't make sense to me at all. But that is negative, and that's not even to be inexperienced or be new into the business. If that's the way some businesses are, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to partake in it. I rather disclude myself or leave or not be a part of that, or not, you know, because I just don't want to do that. I really don't. I don't want to. I want to grow as a person and not be negative. I'd rather be in a surrounding uh, place or area where it's like my bosses say hi and bye, and hey, you need to do this, and oh, hey, you're doing good on this, or you need to improve on this, and then that's it. There's no, oh, so and so, like, I own this shop, but so and so, another owner at another shop, they suck, and so and so who used to be my boss, they suck, and so that used to work for me sucks, and so, like, that's just, I I I don't. I'm not in a surrounding like that. I'm not in a environment like that. I'm in an environment where everybody keeps to themselves and minds their own business, and we all try to uplift each other, and we don't worry about other shops in a negative way or what they're doing. We just try to do good at what we're doing, and we might see other tattoos that are nice, or see different ways people do things, and we'll acknowledge other things like that, but it's nothing to where it's like we're worrying about what other people are doing and to just put them down or think that we're better. Like, there is some people out there and some shops out there that are like that, and that's they have the freedom to do that. They can do that if they want to, but it's just not. I don't know. I guess it's just it would be a character flaw, or maybe the individuals have issues and they just have to put other people down or feel like other people are less than. Or but for me, that's not a way to do things, and that's not how it should be. And not every shop and not everybody in the industry is like that. Not everybody is negative that way. There's some people that are quiet and humble and peaceful, and they don't thrive on drama, and they just mind their own business. They stay quiet. They just make their money and go home. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, that's what every job is. And of course, you want to be good at your job, and you want to do the best you can, and that's how I look at it. But I don't look at it as like, like I want to put other people down, or, So that's one thing I want to talk about with the industry, okay? And then we'll get to the money in a minute. Starting off, so I didn't cover all that. There's good and bad people in every job. And I wouldn't say bad people, but I would say there's positive and negative, and there's people that do go about things in positive ways, and then they go about things in the negative ways. There's that going on in every type of business, in every type of job, and every type of environment worldwide that you can imagine. I'm sure that's just the way it is, you know. But there should be more positive. There should be more uh, professionalism, especially when it comes to something like putting art on people and then having a lot of people admire it. One more thing I want to mention before I get to the money part is, um, I don't. I'm thinking of a good way to say this. Okay, I've known people that have been tattoo artists that no longer tattoo, and they've done it for 10 years, a decade, couple of decades. Same thing with piercers. I know a piercer that you is not a piercer anymore. She works at a store, and I also, my other job is I work at a store. So she works at a store like mine, and she used to work at one of the biggest name tattoo places in my town, which ours is pretty close, but there's one that's a little bit more popular, and everybody knows who they are. But anyways, no longer pierces there. And same thing with the tattoo artists that no longer tattoo. Well, my point is, they go on with their lives and they work other jobs. Like they spent what 5, 10 years, maybe even longer, maybe decades at a tattoo shop, even if it was one of the biggest, well-known ones. And that was a time and period of their life, and a job that they did in the past. But once they move on, life goes on. Like if you were to drop dead tomorrow, and you're a big tattoo artist or a tattoo artist, it doesn't matter what your status is, or a piercer, even if you're working in the biggest shop in your town, or most popular one, whatever, money making one, okay? You drop dead tomorrow, what's gonna happen? They're gonna move on. People, your clients will move on. People that knew about you or knew of you will move on. Time will go on, and eventually people will forget about you. Hopefully, your family and loved ones won't, and that's what life is. Life is a short journey on this planet Earth and making the best of it while we're here. And that is a job title. That's what it is. And you can be great at it. You can put amazing, beautiful art on people, and people can start to know you from everywhere, and even think of you as the best. But if you were to die tomorrow, that tattoo shop will move on. Those clients will get other artists. Eventually, you will no longer be a tattoo artist. That's just temporary. It's a job. It might last even a lifetime, but at some point you will die. You won't do it forever, and you won't always be that. And what I'm saying is, when you're not that, people will forget about you. People will move on. It's temporary. So there's no need to walk around thinking, well, I've been in this industry for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I'm this makes me somebody. I'm a tattoo artist and I'm somebody and people know me. That does If you were to die tomorrow, people would forget about you eventually. If you were to not if you got sick and you were dying of a disease and you couldn't be at your job in a week or two, they would find somebody else and replace you. That's if you're not an owner. If you're an owner and you die, then somebody else will take over that business. Or you know what I'm saying is, it's just temporary. You know what I mean? So I don't look at who is well known and who's the most known, and that yeah, that may be for a time, for a little time frame, but that's not forever. That's not gonna last. Fame. So fame does not mean shit to me when it comes to this industry. Who you are, or how long you've been doing it, and what status you think you have. To me, that doesn't matter. It really doesn't. If you're good or you're not good is what matters, and you just do your job. You make your money, you support your loved ones and your family, and you grow as a person to be a better person. That's what matters. Not how many clients you have, how well known you are in a city, how famous you are, how many um, conventions you've been to, and awards you've won. Those are achievements and those are great. There's nothing wrong with any of those things. But again, it's temporary. It's not forever. If you were to be in an accident and be paralyzed and you couldn't tattoo anymore, well, guess what? The only people that are going to matter are your children and your family and your loved ones. The clients will find another artist. The shop will hire other people. If you die, the only people that will remember you are the people that love you. And all that, like your status and title, will no longer matter. It doesn't matter. And I think a lot of people in this industry get caught up in that, which to me is not important. It's just not. You can be bad artist, you can be an okay artist, you can be a great artist. And that's good. Your work will show for itself, speak for itself, whether it's good or it's not good, you know? And everybody's different. Some artists will uh, only do certain things or be good at certain things, and some won't. But as long as they try and practice makes perfect, and they enjoy it and their clients enjoy it, then that's what matters. Doing the best that you can, the best job that you can, not who you are and your fame and your name. That doesn't matter.
Hey, Mama in the fridge.
Yeah, mommy is gonna come home soon. Okay.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I think I covered that for the most part. Um, so on the money part, I mean, when you're starting off in this industry, it is hard. And most people will tell you you gotta have at least another job to support yourself while you're an apprentice, while you're learning, or even when you're doing small walk ins when you're starting off. And there's people in this industry, whether they want to admit it or not, that have been in it for a decade or 2 decades or a long time, and they could be great at it. There's even people that are like that have side jobs, that have other hobbies, that do other things. And that's just the way it is. I mean, that there is some people that can make a living off of tattooing, and they only do that, and they do it for a long time, and there's nothing wrong with that. It works for them, but not everything works for everybody. What works for one person won't work for another person. For some people, they might need a second job or a different doing different things in the beginning because that's what they need to make it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's how it is. It is hard, and it's not gonna be like there's just money, just uh, dropping all over you or coming to you all day every day. It's not how it works. Even in, I would say probably even in the biggest cities and some of the most busiest shops, they still have slow days. They still have slow seasons, and unless you're in it for like a decade or a long time and you're well established and you have a good strong clientele to get you through slow days and slow seasons, there will be hard times. So you have to be well established, and you have to be have your clientele grown and established for you to not be struggling. So that's just how it is. And a lot of people don't tell you that up front, and they won't let you know that, and you have to find out. But you should definitely consider that when you're trying to be new in this business or learn about this business. It's just it's okay to have other jobs. It's okay to have other hobbies. It's okay to have other passions. It's okay to have a life outside of tattooing. Tattooing can't be all, like everything. You're everything. And for some people that might not have kids, or they might not have other interests, or they might, for some other people, that it is their all, or they don't need anything else, and it works for them, then that's good. That's there's nothing wrong with that. But the majority of us, the majority of people, it's not like that. Not everybody is the same. Not everybody is gonna want to just be all about tattooing 24/7 and about the industry. They're gonna have other passions, other hobbies. They might like to sing. Like me, I like to write music. I like to sing songs. I like to produce music. I like music. That's probably my biggest passion. I like cutting hair. Um, I want to get to my last point about that fame part. Um, if you feel like you have to be a tattoo artist, like if you feel like, oh, this is what's going to make me somebody, then there's a problem with that. Because me, I'm already somebody with or without tattooing. I don't need to tattoo to feel like somebody. Because you could die tomorrow, like I said, or they replace you or hire somebody else, and life will move on and people will forget about your name. So you have to be somebody with or without that title, with or without tattooing, I'm already somebody. And if tattooing were ever to cease for me, if like say I couldn't do it no more physically, or if it just didn't work out, I'm completely fine with that because I would get into barbering, I would get my barber's license. I would find something else to do because I don't have to I don't have to be a tattoo artist and have to have a big name for myself and feel like that's what's gonna make me somebody. And without it, I'm nothing or I'm not somebody. I'm sorry. And if other artists feel that way, then I feel bad for them. But I don't feel that way. I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it like that because if you feel like that's what you need to be somebody is to be a well-known tattoo artist, when the point where you have to retire or give up or it doesn't work out or you die, then it's temporary. That fame, that trying to be somebody just because of that, that's not forever. You have to learn how to be somebody with or without it. And if you are somebody with multiple passions and multiple careers, and then you are passionate about this career, then you just bring that in. You just bring that into this career and that confidence, and you already feel like you're confident and you're already somebody. You don't need now. Don't get me wrong. There's you can feel like inspired to want to be better as an artist because I do that all the time. I feel like, oh, I need to do this. I need to work more on this or work more on that, work more on my shading, work more on my black and gray, work more on my images. I need to do better images. I want to prove myself. I want to be better. That is good uh, for being like pushing yourself and pushing yourself far and trying to progress and get better at your skill. But if you're already confident, you feel like you're somebody, but you just want to get better, that's basically what you're doing, and that's what you want to be doing, not trying to make this like you want to have a name for yourself so people will know you and you'll be somebody. Nah, you're already somebody with or without tattooing, with or without being a tattoo artist. And you just need to walk in that confidence. And then when you take it to your tattooing, then you just need to, practice makes perfect and push yourself and do better. And then that's what you need to be doing. That's what matters. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done and you're no longer tattooing or when life goes on, you know, life will still go on, and it's just a job, but you want to be good at it and be the best while you're doing it. But it doesn't make you. It doesn't make you a person. Like it doesn't make you, like, oh, now I'm worth something or now I'm somebody. No, you're already worth a lot and you're already a somebody. You're just putting tattoos on people, and hopefully you're doing it in a good way. So, so we've talked about the money. You will struggle in the beginning. Nobody talks about that, but you need to know that there is negativity in this industry and negative artists and negative shops, but there's also positive ones. And if you want to be a positive person and just go through go um, you if you want to do it things in a positive way, then you want to surround yourself with positive artists and positive in a positive environment with in a positive shop. So you'll have to relocate or just surround yourself with positivity and motivate yourself. Surround yourself with motivated people. So there's ways to go around that, the negative, and find the positive into this industry, which there's plenty of negative, but you can find positive. And then there's negative when it comes to money, but then there's also positive once you build a clientele and you do a great job, and people see good tattoos. And then there's busy seasons, you can save your money and you can actually make it really good. You might not even need a side job, but for a lot of us, we do, especially starting out. So those are all the things that I wanted to tell you about this industry and things I wanted to talk about.